Hello and welcome to another episode of Sportswithmongha. And we are back with a first half review of the 12 out of 24 races done in this Formula 1 season. If you're new to the channel, there's loads of content coming through. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit the like button to be for more videos from Sportswithmongha. There's a lot of coverage. The FPL is back. We have Formula 1, the second part of the season before the summer break. The Hungarian Grand Prix predictions coming your way. But before we get into all of that, it's time to review, sit back. We've had a triple header. We're tired. We just wanted to think how will our lives be after the Formula 1 season has given us a week's break before they start on the summer break as well. So it's a good time to kind of halfway mark, first half review, 12 races done out of 24. What has been the verdict? Well, first of all, people started saying this is the worst season that they're going to happen because everybody's saying, well, it's going to be Max Verstappen dominance as well. After 2023, where people were like, what the hell is happening, guys? Is there anybody who's going to challenge Red Bull, Adrian Newey, Christian Horner, Sergio Perez? Is there anybody? Can somebody stand up to these giants of Red Bull, the fizzy drink company who just blown everybody away? Completely shattering everybody's dream. And the Bahrain Grand Prix proved it. Pole position, fastest lap, and the winning driver, Mr. Max Verstappen. And then everybody was like, okay, this is season boring, boo, Formula 1, boo, nothing exciting. Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And then the same thing happened. Max Verstappen, for fastest lap, Charles Leclerc, winning driver, still Max Verstappen. People are like, okay, we are done, guys. Let's end the stream. Let's not watch Formula 1 anymore. No drama. And then the news starts with like Christian Horner, Red Bull kind of stuff happening in the middle with his allegations of misconduct, which he was cleared off the line completely. And then everybody's like, okay, let's go to Australia. Let's see what happens. And then it happened. It changed in Australia. Carlos Sainz winning the Australian Grand Prix. Yes, guys, it happened. It happened. It happened there. And then we were like, okay, Max will come back dominant. He did in Japanese and Chinese Grand Prix. He won. Like he did in Suzuka. He just showed everybody why he's the best. Max Verstappen, pole position, my fastest lap, and the winning driver. Same in Chinese Grand Prix. But then Fernando Alonso with the fastest lap. And then the Miami Grand Prix. Lando Norris wins his first maiden Miami Grand Prix. Done and dusted after more than 100 races for Lando Norris. And McLaren coming back to the top step of the podium, showing their class, showing what they're made of. And that's what happened. But Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Max Verstappen back to the win. Monaco, the Madagascar one, Charles Leclerc winning his home race. Canadian Grand Prix, we're back to Max Verstappen winning. Spanish Grand Prix and the triple header, the first of the triple header. We were thinking Barcelona, things will change, something will happen. Same, Max Verstappen wins. And then the beauty of the triple header, and then the Austrian Grand Prix, and then Max Verstappen bumping into Lando Norris to give George Russell his first win and win a while. But that had set up everything perfectly well for Lewis Hamilton to win. Come on, guys, 53 days later, Lewis Hamilton won in the British Grand Prix. That's the review of the first 12 races. And we've had 6 winners, all the 6 behind me. These are the 6 winners, guys. And everybody said it's going to be a boring whitewash. Max Verstappen is going to take everything. But none of that happened. These are your winners. These 6 are your winners, guys. Has this been the most exciting season? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but that's kind of what I feel. How do you feel? Drop in the comment section below. Let me know, what do you think, guys? Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, the Mercedes resurgence, McLaren's strategy-wise, they've been struggling. Calls-wise, they've been struggling, but the pace is in them. And Stella doing a phenomenal job. Like at the start of the season, you know, that's what Toto Wolff said, like, about Max Verstappen. He's like, he's in a world of his own, Max Verstappen. He's in a different stratosphere right now. We can't be doing anything. There is no way we're gonna catch up around it. But then the stats underline F1 sudden turnaround. After just 3 drivers won races across 22 races in the last season, 2023, only 3 races are run. Perez. It was Carlos Sainz and the 2 Red Bull boys. It was Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. And the only guy who won outside of these Red Bull boys was one. Carlos Sainz in Singapore with a masterclass, boys. Yes. But then in 2024, it has seen 6 drivers on the top step of the podium. Verstappen, Carlos Sainz. And I said, these are the guys, boys. This is the man. This 6. The 6 are here. We've had 6 winners. Come on. Come on. This is an exciting season. That's the most in the same time frame in 2012 when 7 drivers won across the first dozen races. Indeed, underlying the current level of competitiveness at the top of the sport, where periods of 1 or 2 team dominations occur with the regularity. The only other time that 6 drivers have won across the opening 12 rounds so far in this century was 2003-7 and 2009-6. Most different winners in 2000. And so what's happened to the Red Bull domination? While the big advantage of the last season may have, in the words of Verstappen at last month's Spanish Grand Prix, completely gone, he basically says, we're like at par with everybody right now in the Spanish Grand Prix. The bits that we're bringing are not really helping us. So we don't have the same level of domination as our previous years. But then that's what Max Verstappen will feel, because he's not winning 30 seconds clear or 40 seconds clear or like a minute clear from everybody. He's not he's not lapping the entire pack, which he was doing in 2023. And then one thing has to be, Red Bull do remain firmly in control of both championships, despite Sergio Perez ongoing struggle in the second car. Red Bull have just been scoring points with one team. Verstappen left Silverstone with 84 points clear of McLaren's Lando Norris, an advantage which is effectively the equivalent of 3 wins and a 5th place, while Red Bull are 71 ahead of Ferrari. Both advantages represent healthy leads at the halfway point of the season, although neither are still anywhere near as comfortable as they were after 12 rounds last season, when Verstappen was leading by 125 points and by 165 points over the first non-Red Bull driver in the standings. And the Red Bull's advantage was a whopping 256, guys, 256 to what now is 71. This is what happens when Checo Perez, the second driver, is not performing at all. That's what happens. It's like a flat feet there. There's nothing Red Bull can do. The second driver needs to perform. Otherwise, this is how the gap reduces from 256 to just 71 points. The current RB20 remains very fast. The team are super sharp on strategy, as evidence in Silverstone. Absolutely bang-on strategist, bang on calls from when to get the medium, when to get the hard tire, when to pit, when not to pit. But despite the team continuing to add steady streams of updates on the car, it seems Red Bull's designers and standard bearers of the current ground effect regulation are close to finally hitting the development rev limit, and that's possible. Referring to the sliding scale of wind tunnel based on reverse constructors, position that teams in F1 have access to, Honda said, it's no secret we have less development time than the others. We are at the top of the curve, so you're into the diminishing returns. Assessing the reasons of the fluctuation, pictures at the front, Honda said, it's all about these tires. It's all about the tire working at a certain point at a time, at a certain condition, whether it's hot, cold, different cars working the different tires in different ways. In truth, Verstappen's most recent wins in Canada and Spain owed as much to Dutchman's stunning driving and Red Bull's impressive management of races in the pit wall as particular pace advantage of the RB is currently providing. And that's the thing, right, guys? We have to understand they are being challenged. Red Bull has been challenged. This is the first time they're being, this is reminiscent of 2018 where 2018 and 2019 where Red Bull is trying to kind of fight Mercedes. 2020 when they're just trying to get it in them to kind of win against the giant of Mercedes, who like now, because of the diminishing returns, everybody catching up to them is not able to do what they can. And here we have the same fight. McLaren are the new Mercedes, or Mercedes could be the new Mercedes as well. Like they have got some resurgence after the 2 back-to-back wins for the Silver Arrows in Silverstone and in Austria. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton both tasting victory a buoyance could be there, but then McLaren have been the fastest team on the ground, on the racetrack, but then momentum has been with them and they have missed chances. They could have basically won all races from, I would say, Monaco was fine. Like Canada, they could have won. They won Miami. They could have won Emilia Romagna. They could have won Monaco. They could have won Canada, Spain, Austria, and British Grand Prix as well. Like if actually you could see it on paper, they could have won all 5 of them. But we have to understand, had it not been for a slightly underwhelming start to the new campaign when they finished on the podium just once in the first 4 races, McLaren season would look even stronger than it already is. The slow start means they were still behind Ferrari in the third. They are still behind Ferrari in the third in the Constructors' Championship, although they have closed their deficit to second place to just 7 points. You have to understand, McLaren started slow. They didn't have a really good start of the season, but then they just brought upgrades. The car is rapid and it's on for podiums, and it's just consistently on a podium and consistently fighting for the win as well. Ferrari, on the other hand, have been lackluster and dropped behind. In my mind, if that would not have been seen, McLaren will be number 2 in the constructors, but then they're close. I think Hungary will just prove that they will win and they will be on the podium and Ferrari will be nowhere. And then at the end of it, it will be constructors points to McLaren will be number 2 in my mind. Perhaps more significantly, McLaren have also outscored Red Bull by 37 points in the last 6 races to cut their deficit to the world champions to a not yet unsurmountable 78 points with 12 races and 3 sprints still to go. Guys, there are still more points on the table. And let's go into that. This is a very interesting stat. And I want to break this down to you guys slowly. First 6 races versus last 6 races of 2024. In the first 6 races, Red Bull 239 points, Ferrari 187, McLaren 124, and Mercedes 64. So the domination is pretty clear. Red Bull, Ferrari 2, and the McLaren, Mercedes. Mercedes like halfway, more than halfway back. The second leg of these 6 races, right? McLaren 171 stepped from 3rd to 1st. Mercedes 4th to 2nd, 157 points scored. Red Bull 134 points. They are 3rd. And then Ferrari 115, dropping from whooping 2 to 4. McLaren and Norris should have been more closer in the championship. But then this is an interesting stat. Just look at the change, the shift in the momentum here. Mercedes have found something with McLaren. McLaren and Mercedes are back. The resurgence is clear. We can see them winning and battling it out for a championship battle here. Could also be if Red Bull drops the ball completely and has some really terrible races, McLaren could actually be winning the constructors. I don't think they will win the drivers, but they might be winning the constructors if Sergio Perez continues to do the shit job that he's doing. It's absolutely possible. Because both drivers are scoring points for Red Bull, right? Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri both are scoring points, but then for Red Bull, it's just one-man show right now with Max Verstappen getting the maximum. McLaren and Norris could and arguably should have been much closer in the championship summits, having let everyone several opportunities for more win slips since the Britons made a victory in Miami 7 races ago. Still, the consistency of the MCL 38 then suggests there have been further opportunities before the summer break alone and Oscar Piastri to claim more wins. Even if McLaren have been at pains to play down suggestions, they now possess the grid's quickest race car. There is a narrative about McLaren that McLaren has the best car. I think we make good use of the car. I would love to emphasize that good work of the people that prepare the car so that we come to practice session and car performance built very well all along. Second team in the buoyant way is Mercedes. They have been motoring after a long-awaited development breakthrough. Like McLaren, Mercedes have also outscored Red Bull over the past 6 races. Although, frankly, anyone predicting that scenario back at the start of the year would, to borrow the words of Wolf, appear to have been from another galaxy themselves. Such was the mountain of work that still appeared to be ahead of the then struggling former champions. Mercedes, though, head to Hungary this week on the back of consecutive wins for the first time since 2021, thanks to Russell's second career victory in Austria and Lewis Hamilton's emotional 9th Silverstone triumph last time out after 953 days. What a victory. What a victory. If Russell's win at the Red Bull Ring owed most of the good fortune of being in the right place at the right time to capitalize when Verstappen and Norris ran into each other race, Hamilton was a rather more down to genuine pace and performance on the weekend of the much improved Mercedes W15s. Locked out the front row and appeared quickest in certain dry condition around the F1's fastest, most aerodynamically demanding tracks. Mercedes have promised more upgrades to the Hungary-Belgium doubleheader that takes F1 into its summer break, with the first of the two races taking place on the Hungaroring this weekend, where the Brackley outfit have taken the last 4 pole positions, albeit not once since 2010, 2020, when they remained the grid's dominant force. Hopefully there's more wins to come, said Mercedes trackside in Andrei Shovlin. We're not happy with 2. We want to go for more. So we are still working hard. We've got performance to make, to come, trying to bring that to the car as quickly as possible. If not, it won't be easy, but we will be pushing all the way. And that's the momentum and buoyance that Mercedes have. But what's gone wrong for Ferrari and even Aston Martin in a way, right? Like we were talking about Aston Martin, but then the upgrade that they have brought has not worked, apparently, or clearly they've not worked. Well, what's gone wrong with Ferrari? Or Red Bull's closest early season challenges to the recent 4th fastest team, Ferrari's promising season has nosedived. But these are the guys. Yeah, but it's nosedived. Come on. Charles Leclerc, do something like magical. Bring it on. Bring it on. It's time. Sign Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz is leaving. Carlos Sainz is leaving Ferrari. So I think he's just doing everything he can in his place to kind of show the prancing horse team that you're gonna miss out on me, guys. Sayonara, bye-bye, ciao. Then Ferrari's promising some nosedive, somewhat alarmingly in the last 4 races after Charles Leclerc. Impressive home win at Monaco. The Italian team have only one fortuitous podium, a 3rd place for Carlos Sainz in Austria after Verstappen Norris collision to show for their weekends since then, and even reverted to their car's pre-Spanish Grand Prix upgrade configuration in the wake of the opening day at Silverstone after experiencing problems with bouncing in high-speed corners. Leclerc's recent races have proved particularly miserable, with the Monegasque failing to score in the 3 of the 4. Still having remained confident they will get their season back on course soon. F1's visit to Budapest could be especially timely for them, with the slower speed nature of the twisty Hungaroring, which, although not entirely accurate, is often linked to Monaco without the walls, potentially again suiting the SF24. Maybe Leclerc finds his groove, because it's a very narrow track with walls, though. That's the thing. That's the difference between Monaco and Hungaroring. Small, like slow corners, very slow corners, and interesting to see what will happen. Can the SF24 actually survive? It will be next week's following round at high-speed Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium that should prove more of an acid test of the work they're doing to get back on song. Team boss Fred Vasseur, after the British Grand Prix, we learned a lot about the car and we made a good step forward, which is encouraging for the rest of the season. Now we need to build on what we have learned and apply it in the next couple of races. Everyone in the team, including me, is impatient to get some good results. And that's an interesting point, guys. That's a very interesting point coming from Fred Vasseur, who knows the biggest race of the season is yet to come. It's the Italian Grand Prix, the round 16 for them. It's going to come after Hungaroring, Belgian Grand Prix, and then you have the summer break. Then you have Dutch, Italian, Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and so on and so forth. It's going to be interesting for everybody to watch and follow. Haas have score points. They have in the surprise package. So let's, if I talk about the remaining cars or remaining drivers in a way, it's basically been it's basically completely been a dominance, right? Like it's been Aston Martin has completely dropped off the ball. Haas and the RB Visa app team have done a better job. We've had more. It's going to be more. It's been more interesting with. It's been more interesting to kind of see how these teams have basically fought themselves now, because the Haas boys, everybody said there's going to, because after Gunter Steiner left, people were like, oh, they're going to go, but with them, with Ayuka Matsu coming in, they've done a great job. Like they've done pretty much, they've kind of beaten everybody. They've almost shown everybody like they can still be there. Nico Hulkenberg doing an amazing job, 27 points, 7th place, right behind RB of 31 points, who've done with the kind of Lauren Mekis, with Daniel Ricciardo, with Yuki Tsunoda. They've done a good job. 31 points, 4 points behind, ahead of Haas. Alpine scoring some points with Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon. Williams in 4th. Alex Albon doing the hard job there, but the kick Sauber completely nil, 0 points, nothing for them. And I think that's how they're going to end the season as well. I don't think there's going to be a lucky break for kick Sauber. Williams, I'm hoping they kind of step it up, but Alpine, Haas, and RB Visa could be like playing for the number 6 spot in my mind at the end of the season. RB Visa has taken the number 6 right now. Aston Martin definitely is like way ahead of RB, but I don't think they will be able to catch them. So, but then the midfield battle, the 5-6 is still for them in a way, for RB and Aston Martin to fight it out. Aston Martin might want to have a better traction. They've had a good season last year. They've punched above their weight, but then they dropped off eventually. I think they're dropping off still again, and I think that's going to be a trouble for them to kind of come back to win something. Let me know. And I think that's a wrap. I will want to stop here. This is done. The first half review of races done. These are your winners. These have been your winners of the first 12 races. So enjoy. Good job done, everybody. Let's hope for the best in the next 12 races to come. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit the like button, share it with your friends, with the Formula 1 fans, and share your comments. Let me know who stood out for you in these 12 races. For me, it was Lando Norris. Of course, he has a lot to learn, but this is how champions are made. They make mistakes, they learn, and they will not repeat them. At least they will try not to repeat them. This is how I see Max Verstappen. He was aggressive in his driving, always has been aggressive. He's never changed the way he drove, and it's still the same. He has become smarter, but it also tells you that he is confident with that car. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Mercedes fans, the Ferrari fans, the McLaren's fans, the Red Bull fans, the Ricciardo fans, the Aston Martin, the Fernando Alonso fans, the Lance Stroll, Nico Hulkenberg, all fans, get in the comment section, but let me know what you think. There's soon to be a video coming out on the Hungaroring preview, all my predictions. So do look out for that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Thanks for the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.